So I'm going to talk to you today about why I joined EXP Realty. I figured all the cool kids are making videos, so why shouldn't I? I thought that my story might be a little bit helpful, so you just know my journey and why I joined EXP and a little bit of my backstory. So I got into real estate after 20 years in the hotel industry. My resort was actually hit by a hurricane, and that was the catalyst that propelled me to make a major change that I had wanted to make for years, but frankly had no idea where to begin. That major change wasn't necessarily getting into real estate, it was being an entrepreneur or a business owner. So when I set my mind on real estate, I was determined to pass my test immediately, set my state exam the day after my course exam, and thankfully passed. And during the process, while I was taking the course, I had a few friends that are realtors, and I spoke to them about my decision, and actually asked for their blessings, and they were incredibly, incredibly supportive of me. One of them actually offered to join the brokerage that she was at, so I met with the broker and immediately knew why she was drawn to him. He's completely invested in his community, honest, giving, and it was where I needed to be. It was the right move for me. And my friend, so incredibly generous with her time and her knowledge, as well as the other realtors in the office, especially the broker, but really my friend was just above and beyond what any mentor should ever be. However, it wasn't the home that I needed. I knew I needed to make a change. I had worked and commuted for so many years and wasted so much precious time through all those years that having to drive to an office for some camaraderie, advice, collaborating, maybe picking up a nugget here and there, it became really exhausting quickly. I mean, I was growing a business and attending every networking event I could find, growing my professional sphere of influence, while still holding tight to the things that are dearest to me, my husband and my kids. And I felt like I was getting on the same hamster wheel where John and the kids were home in the evening, I was getting home after them, I was exhausted, and so I knew I needed a change. And John, my husband, is really, really good at research. I mean, he might at this point know more about EXP than Jason Gessing and Glenn Sanford, who are our CEO and founder. I kid. But seriously, we started doing a lot of research together, and I started calling realtors and brokers that I had met and talk about their experiences, and working with my coach on being very intentional. Bob, he's my coach, he had given me homework, as he likes to do every week, and that homework was to put a list together and do research on the MLS of the brokerages that seemed to have domination in the markets that I wanted to work, right? The geographic locations, as well as the price point I was working to be in, and see if there was an overwhelming brokerage that dominated. And what we came up with this research was a big no. It didn't. Really surprised him a lot. He actually really thought it was going to be one of the big name brands and it would really matter. I even searched the highest end homes in the area and didn't matter either. So it confirmed what I had thought to be true, was that business sense, personality, drive of the actual realtor makes so much of the difference. As Brian Buffini says, if you don't know who he is, look him up. Real estate is one of the most inclusive, fair wage, non-discriminatory industries. Anyone can make it in real estate. You reap what you sow. So those outside factors shouldn't make a difference. So I digress. But I checked out EXP a few months before I actually made the move, and I still wasn't that impressed. But I didn't know what I didn't know. And I will tell you, I do not believe in coincidences. Had I joined then, I might be telling you a really different story right now. Fast forward a few months, and I was ready to make the move. I was looking for a tech solution and a place to grow my business. That was what was driving me. So I'd researched a few brokerages. As I had researched those brokerages, a few months earlier, I started researching EXP agents in my area. I pulled an MLS of the top producing agents in my area, the greater area, not locally, and cross-referenced it with social media and wanted to find the realtor that that I was aiming to do, right? What they were doing, what I was aiming to do. So I found one, and I did what I hate to do as a salesperson. I cold call, and I text her, and she responded a couple hours later. The next day we got on a phone call, and 3 days later we grabbed a cup of coffee, because wouldn't you know it, we lived about 20 minutes from each other, not even. So she was wonderful, shared great information. I still wasn't totally sold on EXP, but John was, and happy hubby, happy life, right? Well, not always, but he usually knows what he's talking about. He did pursue me, right? So I went for it, right? I went for it. I was going to join EXP, spoke to my broker, and that was tough because he's so kind, cared about me and my family. But I knew I needed to make the call for my family, actually, because the possibility of making over 100% and purchasing stock at a discount wasn't something I could pass up. Rev share wasn't something that I was interested in at that point. I just wanted to be a realtor and have the tools and the technology to be the best realtor that I could be. So I joined, and I doubled my business since joining and totally drank the Kool-Aid. Real estate, it's not rocket science, folks, you know that, but it's hard. It's emotional, exhausting, amazing, and rewarding. Everything all rolled into one. If I can share this and help others begin to reap the rewards, have a retirement exit strategy, heck, even take a vacation without worrying about their business, that's amazing. I realize that agent attraction or rev share, it's not about attracting agents who want more. They want to see that they need to see the value, because it's such an incredibly compelling model that I just want to share it with others, as it is changing lives and doing exactly what we do every day as realtors. We still get to have our lives changed. So EXP's got amazing core values that I align with so closely: collaboration, transparency, agility. But one of the other things is I found a group of realtors in my local area and outside of my local area, and I've leaned into our tools, workplace, taking trainings, gone into the world and having a meeting with my broker or accounting or whomever that I might need. I'm making connections all over the country with realtors that want to grow and elevate our industry. I think your sponsor is important. However, you need to lean in and take it all in. It doesn't matter to me what brokerage you are with. You are a business owner as a realtor. You need to own it, right? So if you do want to know more about the model, because I'm not getting into that now, there's plenty of presentations out there. I can email you something. We can hop on a Zoom. Seriously, text me, 813-767-3248. I'd love to show you around the world and say hi. I hope you found this helpful. Talk soon.